Speaker is Mr. Volkmar Galke from Wärtsilä. He MBA degree, and he has a 20-year experience both in industry and marine sector.
So thank you for the introduction. Hope everybody is awake for the second last presentation. I also learned we had to hurry up a little bit, so I will not talk too much, hopefully, but I give you some slides. I have 150 slides for 10 minutes, so it will be a movie, okay? No, I'm just kidding, it's 15 slides. What I will do is I give you a short overview of the boundary conditions which influence propulsion technologies and how you select, or how your decision is influenced by selecting the right technology today for tomorrow requirements, environmental and economical wise. We have heard a lot of things this morning already, or this afternoon already, so I will just and can they produce the quantity of HFO is required in the future? Is LNG going down by price? So who can predict that? If someone can do, so tell me, I will buy the shares in that company. Then what we also learned is speed. That's very easy to reduce fuel oil costs. Clear, if you reduce the speed by 20%, you see here, you definitely save fuel oil costs by more than 50%. So that is maybe one thing to comply to economical issues. But then we learned from Umberto D'Amato that the design point of the vessel, or the design speed of the engine is important. As you can see here also then, the old speed range on the right side, and here you can achieve some savings with choosing the right design point. But by doing this, you might sacrifice on flexibility, that we learned also. So going slower is one option, and then maybe do a rating on that, but then increase the speed again, that might be difficult. That's leading me to the second issue there, dual rating, let's call it. Dual rating for the purple line is maybe standard rating, and the green one is the so-called slow steaming rating. That was introduced by Wärtsilä two-stroke engines recently, so that you can apply dual rating on the engine. That has some consequences also, we are aware of that, but it's a possibility. Especially when you switch from let's say the slow rating to the higher speed again, you have also to do some modifications on the engine, meaning, for example, changing the turbocharger. What is also required is a dual certificate. So if you do that, and if you want to be flexible in the future, you have to decide, while designing the vessel and having on a factory acceptance test, a second trial for the engine, so to have the dual certificates. Very expensive, maybe not very opportune, but it's a possibility. We also heard about the bigger the better. I like that one. Especially if you have the bigger propeller, then you definitely need also a slower engine. That's the X engines from Wärtsilä designed on to have a longer stroke, and with a longer stroke equals slower revolutions, hence you can apply a bigger propeller. But then we also learned from this nice gentleman over there that it's a bit difficult. Can we apply that big propeller, draft-wise, operational-wise? And then also we have to think about the tipped fins. So there's a lot of things to think about, but the new generation X engines are offering that possibility to go slower. And also, they're ready for dual fuel. That leads me to the next thing, or let's get back to the emissions. As we learned from Lloyd's, the emission-controlled areas, there will be new areas considered. They will increase. There will be new areas. So what to do to call these harbors, to call these ports in the future? I think that is obvious, and I don't have to explain that too much to you. HFO burning without any after exhaust gas treatment is not the question at all. So what can we do? We can switch the fuel from ultra low sulfur fuels in ECA areas, and in non-ECA areas you burn HFO, but then you definitely need a scrubber or an EGR system for the treatment. The next one would then be to stay with HFO on non-ECAs and ECAs, but then we need three things, which is a scrubber, as we learned from Grimaldi, And then you need SCR or EGR. Or, what you don't like, but I like it, it's to switch to LNG. And with these LNG engines by Wärtsilä with a low pressure system, there's no additional equipment requested to comply Tier 3. What I think now is that we are at the edge of let's say, shifting from one fuel characteristic to the other. What we had in the past, there was the switch between coal and liquid fuels, and they had exactly the same discussions as we do today. The hen and the egg problem, what is first, demand or supply? But nowadays I think we have the same edge that we've switched from fuel to gas. As I mentioned before, 2 slides before, is that with the low pressure dual fuel or gas process, which Wärtsilä is offering, it's not necessary to have any additional equipment for the after treatment for exhaust gas. So how is that done? It's quite easy. We shift from the diesel process on the 2-stroke engine to the auto process. That is done due to the 25 years experience Wärtsilä has on dual fuel engines on 4-stroke. And what we do here is we inject the exhaust gas, let's say in mid-stroke. It will be compressed and then ignited by pilot fuel at top dead center. So that is on the market now the most efficient gas engine or 2-stroke gas engine. That is some references we have, order intakes. You see here, there's an RT Flex engine, and then we have the new X engine. Those engines, what they have both in common is that they are retrofittable. We learned also this afternoon, retrofit is an issue, but it has also to be feasible. Just to show you a little bit of the experience on the gas engines, as I said, 25 years already experience, starting with the 4-stroke engines here and then leading up to the top right center there on the X engines on 2 strokes. This is dual fuel engine on 6 segments. Roughly 1,000 engines are in operation, which means plus minus 10 million operating hours. So on gas, we know what we're doing. And that is also possible that is also a key factor from Wärtsilä, so that the whole complete system supply could be supplied by Wärtsilä, starting from the filling, you see, to the storage, evaporators, gas valves, then the main engine, as I just mentioned, 2-stroke, also the auxiliary engines, and then also the integrated control system. So what I would like to summarize here is that prove your investment today so that it complies on propulsion technologies for future requirements. Thank you.
Thank you very much.